All right, sometimes the best reviews are the simplest ones. This is just going to be a first impressions of a Kube knife that I just got. This was sent to me, full disclosure, this was sent to me by Kube. They asked which one I would like to check out, and this is the one that I was most interested in because specifically we'll talk about it the way it's shaped, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So let's get it open. This is the first Kube that I've actually handled, and also we have to assume that it is probably the best quality controlled version of the knife. So this is a Jade style G10. So it's basically colorless. It has no color built into it. What I like about this, and the reason I wanted it, is I thought it might be cool at some point to do an entire series on coloring different materials, like handle materials like micarta, G10, and so on. So I felt like having one that has a blank canvas, as it were, I think that is a really good choice. So this is, of course, a front flipper, but also a Spidey Fleck knife, and that actually has pretty nice detent. Yeah, and you can open it slow, obviously. You can Spidey flick it, and I actually really like how long the opening is, because then I can pretty much do it from anywhere along the blade. Wow. Whoa. That's very drop shut. Very nice. Wait. Am I crazy? I mean, it is on bearings, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So why did I choose this one of all the others? Well, for one thing, it had a blade that is exactly 3 inches, so it's legal everywhere. It has nice geometry. It's like a modified sheep's foot design. And because of the fact that it doesn't have that flipper tab, I get more usable blade on a hard surface if I'm working on it, right? I get more of the blade. Where when there's a flipper tab, it just kind of it hits the table or whatever. I have found that my favorite thing is a front flipper slash either thumb stud or cutout combination for smaller knives. That way I get the most usage out of the blade. And what's cool is this one actually is big enough. I'm actually able to get my full 4-finger grip. Now it's in D2, and that for a lot of people is going to be a great bonus. For me, I would prefer a 14C28, but I have no problem with D2 for what it is. This is not a knife I would want to use around salt water or anything like that, but still very impressive. And the action on this is actually quite good. It came centered. And one thing I think they've gotten right that a lot of people don't get right in this budget category is they have flush screws on the deep carry pocket clip. And this one is reversible, it appears, which is sick. That's really good. For a knife that is budget, I really like it when they go the extra effort and they find both recessed screws and also, you know, making it possible to work on both sides. And it looks really clean. Look, there's only 2 screws showing here. Just 2. A little lanyard slot. Honestly, I kind of wish they didn't have it, because with how clean it looks with just those small holes, it would have been even nicer. But the fact that there's basically nothing there. It doesn't have a backspacer. It has, you know, recessed steel liners in it, which are done very well. The lock bar. And there's still a cutout in the back. So this is a light knife. Hold on a second. All right, so this is 93 grams, or just about 3 ounces. That's nice. And relatively, I mean, it's more on the beefy side when it comes to stock, but it does have a high, well, it feels like a high, is it a hollow grind? That would actually make it get better, in all honesty. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is. I think it's a hollow. It feels, yeah. That's a good thing. Because it's so thick on the back, I actually really like that it's a hollow grind. Funny enough. Not always the case, but in small knives like this, adding that extra sliciness is quite nice. So that's really nice. I really like this model. And like I said, when you have it open like this, it has a really excellent ergonomic shape. I've never been a huge fan of flippers in small knives because you lose that spot where you really want to be able to put your finger. And that means you can really get behind it and actually use the knife. I really like that about this one. And the front flipper, I like the texturing as well. That is not like overly sharp, but definitely you get a grip on it. So the combination is great. It has 3 ways to open it. The G10 is nice, and I think this comes in like ridiculously cheap. If I remember, it's like under 50 bucks. I'll double check that. I will put a link down in the description to where you can find it. But the knife so far, really like it. I think for a small knife, this is much more comfortable than a lot of smaller knives that I've used because it has no flipper and you can actually get a full 4-finger grip on it. At least for my hands, which are, a normal men's large, I guess. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. This is just a first look at a Kube knife. I'll put the model down below, and we'll see you again soon.